Alright, so here's the thing. Teen Titans Battleground just had a new update, and they've been pretty snapping lately. They've added 4 new characters: BlackFire, Seymour, Red X, and Billy Numerous. Just to see who's the better one, like out of all 4 of them. They're new characters, so I just wanted to make this to see who would rank above, or who has the better, abilities or counters to one another or to any other character in the game. That's about it. So I've been trying to decide and debate it, but I think we're gonna have Billy Numerous at number 4. Listen, it was between either him or BlackFire. Yeah, BlackFire. So I'm looking at the thing right now. But yeah, I think he's not that good. He can be countered by like literally anybody with range, and sadly everybody I'm about to mention has range abilities and or can escape. Like literally all of them can escape. They can all escape from Billy. Like he's not really a threat. Now maybe if you're like a character that has no movement, has terrible range, like Mammoth, or maybe like Apprentice Robin, then maybe you can like just eat. Maybe you're just out of luck there, but everybody else is like just way better than Duke. Like no, Duke can pop off, but he's just not as good as the rest of the people I'm talking about here. But I will give it to him. He has a really good close-up counter. So whenever somebody gets close to you, instead of actually like fighting them, right, you would instead of using your close-up abilities, because you have your own close-up abilities as Duke or Billy, you would just summon a bomb clone, and the bomb clone has pretty good damage, right? It's really good damage. It comes down to like, oh well, cool, he's really good at close-up. He's really good at close-up, man. Like he would beat a Robin, he would beat a Apprentice Robin, but would he beat any of the newer characters? No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't beat any of the new characters because they all have a range. They can all get away from him. They can all do anything to counter him. They would all beat him. Now, maybe if you're going up against, like, maybe you can make him work, but not everybody can, so he's at last place. BlackFire. BlackFire is simply here due to the fact that she's practically a victim. She's a victim. Any BlackFire that goes against the next 2 practically cannot fight them due to the fact that they are just out-damaging her. Or she has to run away at every time she fights one of them. She has to run away because there is no real way she can beat them unless she outranges them, which she can outrange them. Neither of these guys have range. Besides just like kind of range and better close up. But the thing is, one of them can literally just knock her back, which would, probably would help her in a sense of, oh wow, she used her range, but haha, both of them have something that goes against range characters, so mid-range she would just get demolished. I don't see any real reason to say, oh man, well she could do this, she could do that. Well no, everybody else kind of does something better, except for the next person. The next person doesn't have as much range, but it's just he does so much more damage. He's much more of a DPS, But before we move on, I just want to say a couple things. Yes, she can beat multiple characters. If you were at the same, if you and your friend were fighting and it was one of the worst characters, she's better than Cyborg, first version of Cyborg. I would say that she's better than the entire first role of the game. But the first wave, I don't think she's better than everybody in the first wave. Definitely better than 2 in the second wave. I can't really speak on the third wave though. I don't really know enough about the third wave. I have 3 characters, and she's not beating any of the 3, which is Aqualad, Speedy, and Kid Flash. She's not beating any of those characters, and she's not beating any of the 4th wave characters. So we'll move on. Red X, bruh. Oh, Red X. So Red X is one of the better. I think Red X is one of the better new characters in the game, right? So I think Red X. Well, I don't think he can beat Cyborg, the evil Cyborg here. I don't think he can beat evil Cyborg. I think he kind of gets beat by evil Cyborg simply due to the fact evil Cyborg is broken if you know how to play him. But I think he's beaten, evil Starfire and evil Beast Boy. But I don't think I don't see him being Trigon, man. He does not. Big con about him. Even though he does so much damage. I mean, so much damage, right? And not his attacks don't do that much damage a hit, but they attack so much. It has so many attacks that is crazy, right? He's a pure DPS character. And it's insane, right? But you know, cons, he has no. He's a glass cannon. He's practically a glass cannon. He gets killed pretty easily. It only takes like a few hits to kill him. I remember I think I was playing whatchamacallit, Duke, and I almost one-shot one of them with the bomb clone, so it was kind of funny. An insane character though, definitely an insane character. I definitely see him beating a lot of the old and newer characters in the game. Whether or not he can beat Kid Flash 100% of the time is a bit questionable though to me. Kid Flash is one of the better characters in Wave 3. I don't think he's beating Cyborg as long as the person who's playing the evil Cyborg knows how to play him. I don't see him beating him. Like, I don't. Definitely can see him beating everybody else, though. Like, I can definitely see him. Except for, like, the big tanks. I don't see him. You know, tanks, he's kind of getting one-shotted by the tanks. But that's about it. Yeah, so Seymour's number one. Seymour's the best character. The best new character. And it's so simple and why. He's literally the greatest counter to all these characters, right? So imagine you're Red X, right? You're about to be on you're about to run away after doing a lot of damage. You get trapped by Seymour's black hole. What are you doing? You're not doing a singular thing because you have no durability, and you have no way how to get out. You can't teleport out. You're kind of stuck there. So I think he's just the best one in that category. That's way like they gave him practically a shotgun, a knockback shotgun. He's practically what Aqualad was like, but just 10 times better. See, Aqualad used to be like this, but now they practically made Aqualad 2.0 with Seymour. That's why I'm just saying. But I think he's just better in all sense of the way. Better mid-range, not better long-range than BlackFire if you know how to use her. I could definitely see you getting really high killed games with Seymour, like really high killed games, because here's the thing about him, right? As long as you know what you're doing, and you're not fighting another Seymour or somebody who's just really good AOE, has really insane AOE, you can about do a lot of damage to multiple people at the same time, as long as you trap him in your black hole ability. So I think he's just that much better. The problem with Seymour though is that, can Seymour do? Can he do in the same amounts of damage while you're in that black hole? And, well, he kind of can't. Unless you're like Red X or a character with a lot of health. He's not going to kill you in that black hole, right? Unless you want to get closer and hit him with your shotgun. Which, I don't advise you doing that, because then they can hit you. If one of them have a longer range attack, they can hit you and you're kind of, done for. You're not done for, you're not going to die, but it's going to hurt. To put it like this, like, 1 out of 10, a 1 out of 10 character, I think he's probably a 7 to 8. And I simply say a 7 to 8 because there's just better characters. Well, characters that you can use better in a sense, like in any situation. So I think, or like you can counter him you can counter him. If you know how to counter him, then you gotta beat him. But as long as the guy's not terrible at the game, you should get beat by Seymour a lot. Slowly with you, I think if all of these characters were just if you were to like have a little tournament going on and all these characters were to fight each other in like a battle royale area, then most likely Seymour's gonna win. Seymour is probably, unless everybody's like, unless you just have somebody being extremely smart, Seymour's most likely gonna win. He's probably gonna trap, unless they all take out Seymour first. He's probably gonna win most likely. So that's why I have Seymour at the top, number 1. Post-production update, I just wanted to say something. So, Seymour is still up top. Well, at least he's interchangeable now with Red X. I can interchange them both. So they're both kind of sharing the number 1 spot. That's just my bad on that one. But yeah, that's about it. Also, 7, I meant to say he's a 6 to 7. Or, he's a 7. And also, Evil Starfire is much more stronger than BlackFire. If I accidentally said that, I meant to say he's just regular Starfire. That's my bad. But that's about it. Bye.